Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Faisal Abidin, Resident Surgeon of Ad-Din Akis Medical College Hospital, Khulna. Welcome to dear students of Ad-Din Akis Medical College Hospital of all units and other students who are viewed to me. Today's I have present the interesting topics and common in Bangladesh. Name is nasal polyp. Nowadays, nasal polyp in our country is very much common diseases at the surface of ENT subjected. First, I define it. What is nasal polyp? Dear viewers, nasal polyp are non-neoplastic masses of edematous nasal or sinus mucosa. Types of nasal polypi. They are divided into two main categories. Number 1, bilateral ethmoidal polyp, and number 2 is enteroconal polyp. At this point, I have discussed about the bilateral ethmoidal polyp. The etiology of this polyp is etiology of the nasal polyp is yet unknown and complex and not well understood, but there arises in inflammatory conditions of nasal mucosa, that is called rhinosinusitis. Also disorder of ciliary motility of nasal mucosa and abnormal composition of nasal mucosa, that is called cystic fibrosis. Dear viewers, various diseases are associated with the formation of nasal polypi. They are chronic rhinosinusitis. Polypi are seen in chronic rhinosinusitis, both of allergic and non-allergic origin. Non-allergic rhinitis with eosinophilia syndrome is a form of chronic rhinitis associated with polypi. Number 2, asthma. 7% of the patient show nasal polypi of asthmatic patient. Number 3 is aspirin intolerance. Aspirin intolerance patient shows 30% of polypi. Number 4 is the cystic fibrosis. I have discussed the cystic fibrosis, that is called abnormal composition of nasal mucosa. Number 5, allergic fungal sinusitis. Number 7, disease the Carter-Jenner syndrome, that means consists of bronchiectasis, sinusitis, situs inversus and ciliary dyskinesis, and Young syndrome finally, the disease of bilateral ethmoidal polyp. It consists of sinopulmonary disease and azoospermia. Dear viewers, the pathogenesis of ethmoidal polypi. Nasal mucosa, particularly in the region of the middle meatus and turbinate, becomes edematous due to collection of extracellular fluid causing polypoidal changes. Polyp, which are sessile in beginning, become pedunculated due to gravity and excessive sneezing. This is the pathogenesis of the bilateral ethmoidal polyp. What is the pathology? of ethmoidal polypi. Pathology: in the early stages, the surface of the nasal polypi is covered with ciliated columnar epithelium like that of normal nasal mucosa, but later it undergoes a metastatic change to transitional and squamous type on exposure to atmospheric irritation. Submucosa shows large intercellular spaces in sinus fluid. There is also infiltration with eosinophils and round cell. I have discussed the pathogenesis. Now, the site of origin of bilateral ethmoidal polyp. Multiple nasal polyp always arises from the lateral wall of the nose. Uncinate process usually from the middle meatus, and common site are uncinate process, bulla ethmoidalis. Ostia of the sinuses, middle surface and edge of the middle turbinate. Also, nasal polypi almost never arises from the nasal floor and septum. Dear viewers and students, what are the symptoms of bilateral ethmoidal polypi? Symptoms: multiple polypi can occur at any age but are mostly seen in the adult. Nasal stiffness leading to total nasal obstruction may be the presenting symptoms. Partial or total loss of smell. Headache due to associated sinusitis. Sneezing and watery discharge due to associated allergy. Mass protruding through the external nasal nostrils if the polyp is large in size. On examination, that means signs of bilateral ethmoidal polyp. On the anterior rhinoscopy, polypi appears as smooth, glistening grape-like masses, often pale in color. They may be sessile or pedunculated. Insensitive to probing and do not bleed on touch. Often they are multiple and bilateral. Your viewers mind it, the ethmoidal polyp is often bilateral and multiple. Long standing cases present with broadening of the nasal bridge, increased intercanthal distance. A polyp may protrude from the nostrils and appear pink and vascular simulating neoplasm. Nasal cavity may show purulent discharge due to associated sinusitis. Probing a solitary ethmoidal polyp may be necessary to differentiate from it. So, all of the sign of the bilateral ethmoidal polypi. And the next point is the diagnosis. Diagnosis of bilateral ethmoidal polyp mainly based on clinical examination, but the CT scan of the paranasal sinuses to exclude any bony erosion or bony pathology. CT scan also help the plan of surgery. So, mainly based on clinical examination. Dear viewers, the treatment and management of bilateral ethmoidal polyp. Treatment is divided into two parts, the conservative and the surgical. Conservative treatment of bilateral ethmoidal polyp are early polypoidal changes with edematous mucosa may revert to normal with antihistamines and control of allergy. A short course of steroid may useful in case of people who cannot tolerate antihistamine and or in those with asthma and polypedal nasal mucosa. They are also be used to prevent recurrent after surgery. Beside this, contraindication of steroid is hypertension, diabetes mellitus, pregnancy, tuberculosis should be excluded of steroid types of medicine. Dear viewers, the surgical procedure of bilateral ethmoidal polyp is number 1 is the simple polypectomy, intranasal ethmoidectomy, extranasal ethmoidectomy, transcentral ethmoidectomy, and finally the endoscopic sinus surgery. Nowadays, the endoscopic nasal surgery, that means functional endoscopic nasal surgery, face operation is popular than Carlo-Eckler operation. Because of this, functional endoscopic nasal surgery preserve the ethmoidal mucosa and more destruction is prevented for this procedure. Dear viewers, the second type of polyp of nasal is antroconal polyp. Now I shall discuss about the antroconal polyp. Antroconal polyp arises from the mucosa of the maxillary antrum. Near its accessory ostium comes out of it and grows in the choana and nasal cavity. So, the antroconal polyp has 3 parts. Number 1, the antral part, which is thin stalk. Number 2, the choanal part, which is round and globular. Number 3, the nasal part, which is flat from side to side. So, the name of the antroconal polyp. Etiology of antroconal polyp is exact cause is unknown. Nasal allergy coupled with sinus infection is incriminated. Antroconal polyp are seen in children and young adult. Usually they are single and unilateral. Symptoms of antroconal polyp is unilateral nasal obstruction is the presenting symptoms. Obstructing may be bilateral when polyp grows into the nasopharynx and start obstructing the opposite choana. Voice may be thick and dull due to hyponasality. Nasal discharge, mostly mucoid, may be seen on or both sided. Dear viewers, student, the sign of antroconal polyp is, as the antroconal polyp grows posteriorly, it may be missed in the anterior rhinoscopy. When large, a smooth greyish mass covered with nasal discharge may be seen. It is soft and can be moved up and down with a probe. A large polyp may protrude from the nostrils and shows a pink, congested look and its exposed part. Posterior rhinoscopy may reveal a globular mass filling the choana or the nasopharynx. A large polyp may hang down behind the soft plate. Dear students, the very much important the differential diagnosis of nasal polyp. Nasal polyp is very much important point to differential diagnosis of it. Number 1, a blob of mucus, often looks like a polypus, but it would disappear on blowing the nose. Number 3, the hypertrophied medial terminate is differentiated by its pink appearance and hard of the bone during probing. Number 3, the angiofibroma has history of profuse recurrent epistaxis. It is form is consistency and easily bleeds on touch. Other neoplasm may be differentiated by their fleshy pink appearance, friable nature, and their tendency to bleed. This is the differential diagnosis of nasal polyp. X-ray of the nasal paranasal sinuses shows the opacity of the involved antrum. So that, dear viewers, the antroconal polyp is usually diagnosed by X-ray of PNS. Treatment of the antroconal polyp is easily removed by avulsion, either through nasal or oral route. Recurrence is uncommon after complete removal, but in cases which is recurrent, then Carl-Wellack operation may be required to remove the polyp completely from its site of origin. Next, the class we shall discuss about the operation procedure about Carl-Wellack operation, but there the some important point I have now discussed about the polyp. Your viewers, some important point to remember in the case of nasal polyp. Point number 1, if a polypus is red and fleshy, friable and has granular surface, especially in the older patients, think of malignancy. Number 2, simple nasal polyp may masquerade a malignancy underneath. Hence, all polyps should be subjected to histopathological examination. Number 3, a simple polyp in a children may be glioma and encephalocele or meningoencephalocele. It should always be aspirated and fluid should be examined of CSF. Careless removal of such type of polyp may develop rhinorrhea and meningitis. Should be minded. Number 4, multiple nasal polyp in children may associated with mucoviscoidosis. Number 5, epistaxis and orbital symptoms associated with a polyp should always arouse the suspicious of malignancy. So, this is the important topic should be discussed here. All viewers and dear student of 5th year MBBS course, thanks for all the students. Assalamu alaikum.